Well, there will probably be some more lightning. I mean, thunder, at least. The sky's been lighting up purple. It usually, we get a few of these a year here, these kind of storms, but we don't really get them in the summer much less a lot of rain, really, actually, believe it or not, up here during the summers the last several years. Well, until last summer, it started to be okay, kind of, again, like it used to be. But, I mean, we went probably, a decade, practically. Ever since the time of the halfway point of the harmonic convergence, it seems like it tied really into that. You know, or right before that, like 2011 kind of started. So right around in that time frame. But it's been loud, abnormally loud too, like just boom. And it really wasn't in the forecast. It was a 20% chance of rain, is what they said. And in the summer, I mean, you know, that they always over-exaggerate it here too, typically. Whoa. Yeah, that was cool. I wish it would do it like a disco, though. I mean, you know, come on. A whole bunch of colors just continuously. Yeah, no doubt they do on planets of a higher vibration that are like Earth, which there are endless ones. In fact, most like Earth are on a higher vibration. I know, it's, yeah. Lucky us, huh? Anyway, the sky is different colors, projected different colors, like it's projected blue in our sky. I mean, you know, there are ones that have a nice pretty yellow, that have some that have a pretty green, a red, orange. I mean, you know, and all in the Pleiades, human-like planets like that. Well, and all over, really, higher dimensions, you know, and in, well, a lot of places. The human body is really a prototype. You know, when you're still in a physical density, in 7th density or 7th dimension or lower, when there's still some physicality to you about you, it's really the prototypical kind of body throughout the universe. Humans are everywhere in the universe, really, literally, like endlessly and perpetually. I mean, and you know what, I know this, but you know what, think about it, it's really only logical, too. I mean, I think we have a tendency, if anything, to get this fucking thought, oh, like, even if we believe in that stuff, right, it's like, you know, we tend to want to believe that we're alone, or not we're alone, but I mean, it's a hard, I don't know why, but it seems to me, maybe I'm just judging, getting other people wrong, but it seems to me like they have such a hard concept, and I never have. I've always thought that was the case, that humans are fucking just absolutely everywhere in the cosmos, and then, you know, I figured it out, but I don't know why it's such a wild concept, though. It isn't for younger people. I've talked to kids before, like, you know, I've got a short where I grabbed these kids. There's a big wrestling tournament in town, and I asked these kids 3 questions. I asked them if they believed in extraterrestrials. Oh, yeah, you know. And a couple other questions about nowadays, you know, what they think it would be like to not have the internet growing up, because they don't know. Then I asked them if they thought, I left them with this question. I said, okay, guys, can you tell me, do you think it's possible, and I'll leave you with this, that the human race was created and seeded here by other human beings like us? And they're like, yeah. I mean, they were like, and these weren't kids that I got the impression that were necessarily really big New Agers or anything. I mean, of course they all are, but I mean, they didn't look like, you know, I don't think they, you know, had read, I don't know what, I don't think they'd read any David Starr's books, or, you know, anybody that's, you know, cool now, or that was a long time ago, like, you know, I don't think they're out reading David Icke or anything, or Wilcock or anything yet. So what I'm getting at is, by saying that is, I mean, these are just common kids that don't think about that shit probably yet, and they already are totally like, I mean, and I know they're this way anyway, but they're like, to them, it's like, yeah, no shit. To them, it's just like, duh. It's not even a stretch of a fucking thought to even feel like they have to second guess it. You know what I mean? They know. It's not a wild concept to them. And like I said, I mean, I'm not, yeah, I mean, and these weren't, I don't want to say we're on the fringe New Agers like we are in Starseeds, because that's not really the case anymore, but, and they're pretty much all awakened, but, you know what I mean? These are just how normal, average kids that don't have any concept yet of what we discuss. Yeah, they're very logical thinkers, obviously. Thank God it's about time that somebody, a generation came along. It wasn't mine altogether, and it certainly wasn't the ones before mine. So I guess it, you know, it progressed. It started to really, I guess, that you can trace it back to like Dolores Cannon talks about the time World War II ended and those bombs were dropped and shit, you know, obviously. And it just, DNA upgrades happened from then. And now about, about one every 10 years is happening to kids. I mean, it's happening all the time, but a big dose of it gets hit, you know, every half generation now is how they've been doing it since about the 90s. So, you know, and there it goes again. But anyway, I've got to be on the air with my co-host Carolyn Lanier Roberts at 9 o'clock Pacific time. It'll be 11 o'clock hers, and we're going to discuss, basically we're going to talk about where you've been, you know, how you got to where you are and what brought you there, you know, as far as a growth pattern. We're not necessarily talking what extraterrestrials brought you here in your incarnation, or, you know, that can tie in a little bit to it too, but so that'll be interesting. Yeah, weird weather here. Really cool. I was looking at this video I'd taken, and I explained that I wasn't able to see while I was holding the camera up there doing it. The sun was so blinding, and it was like plasma golden floating through it, which makes sense. I've got a plasma collective I channel, have for a long time now, a couple of years. That's not a long time. Oh. Yeah, no, I meant, I was thinking of 5 other things. No, I haven't been channeling them very often or very long at all, about a year and a half. But they really started to bring, you know, plasma into my consciousness. Not that it already hadn't been for years, but they, you know, started telling me about how plasma was really going to start coming more and more to the forefront with everything, with the way things moved, the way things were built, and, you know, I thought, yeah, I totally believed it and saw it, and I thought, okay, yeah, it'll be, you know, it'll take a while. It seems like it's coming in to people's purview a little bit quicker than I thought, so it's good. But, you know, I mean, I figured, of course it will be. It's obvious. It's life. It's like controlled water. I mean, it's like really free-flowing liquid that has some kind of just a touch of solidity to it to hold it in place. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, it's the whole universe is made out of it. Yeah, everything is, I always say, everything is vibration, frequency, energy, and then I'll throw in 2 other words, crystal and plasma. Anyway, peace out, everybody. Much love, and yeah, the Plasma Lightning Collective is telling me they want everybody to know, hey, go plasma.